Hey, everybody, welcome to the audio version to today's newsletter. So since leaving HSBC back in 2023, I've now supported well over 100 senior leaders and a number of executive teams through my coaching practice. And what I realized was that there's this massive disconnect. At the end of the day, most senior business leaders really care about tangible results. And I say this without any judgment and look, being well aware that a balanced scorecard includes more than just bottom line. But driving hard-nosed value creation is paramount. And this is especially true if you're private equity backed or publicly listed. Value is created by teams. Nothing great has ever been achieved in isolation, right? And this leads to the first disconnect. One would assume that given how important teams are, that team development must be a top priority and it must be directly tied in with those commercial results. Well, far from it. So you'll quite often find that team development is the first line item in the budget that gets scaled back or it gets cut in the name of boosting financial results. How ironic. Alternatively, there's a lot of time and money spent or wasted, depending on your perspective, on offsites where we go on scavenger hunts, build Jenga towers, and engage in other truly empirically questionable interventions. And these activities, they're fun for sure. But hey, Tom Cruise and Jerry Maguire would insist that you show me the money. And that's in terms of impact. Now, look, team performance is driven by personalities. And that's the second disconnect. So even companies that are investing in cutting-edge team coaching and development, they often stop at that level. And the assumption is generally that, well, look, we've got a whole bunch of rational, highly capable, and experienced leaders, and we just got to get them to agree on and to commit to things such as psychological safety, open communication, productive conflict, etc. And that all sounds really good in theory, but the issue is this. When things do go wrong in teams, you intuitively know exactly where to look. It's usually stuff like, hey, Mike and Andy, they had a clash of personalities. Or it's Jess, our CFO, who was a really difficult personality. And all of this is to say that no matter how analytically skilled leaders are, emotional personality distillers, they always have a seat at the table. And companies know that. More than 75% of the Fortune 500 are using the cutting-edge personality assessments from Hogan Assessments. HSBC is one of the companies that actively uses those. They're used in selection and in recruitment and in individual talent development programs. And the same is true for private equity firms as well. So firms such as Carlyle, KKR, CD&R, Silver Lake, they're all official references for Hogan Assessments on their website. Now, the disconnect then lies in not explicitly aligning the individual personality lens with the broader team perspective. Because every single one of the key performance drivers at the team level is either supported or it's disrupted by individual personality traits. And these traits effectively act as predispositions to action. So think of them as sort of like the ocean currents. They're impacting how you navigate at sea. They pull you into different directions. And only by reading those currents and you can navigate and get to your destination. Now, there's a domino effect as well here. So the good news is that moving away from these disconnects that I've highlighted above to real alignment is entirely achievable. And done well, this alignment sets off a cascading and compounding performance effect. It's very much like a row of well-stacked dominoes. So the cascade goes somewhat like this. So you get these patterns of personality. They drive individual performance. That drives team performance, which drives value creation. And it's this compounding effect all the way through from who we are, how we show up for each other, and how we work together that allows us to create outsized returns.